Thanks for joining Tarot Living. In this video, we're going to look at the Tarot Seven of Cups, so stay tuned. Hi everyone, it's Ray with Tarot Living. Thanks so much for joining. So on my channel, we talk about all things spiritual. So if you're interested in tarot, astrology, psychic development, you'll want to subscribe and make sure to hit the bell notification to be sure you get an email when I do post a video. And to learn how to read tarot cards, join me on Facebook for weekly tarot exercises and activities under my private group, Tarot Living Study Group. The link is in the description below. Thank you for joining me. In this video series, we will be reviewing all of the Tarot Minor Arcana cards in detail. In order to understand the meaning of any of the Minor Arcana cards, the best approach is to keep in mind some basic building blocks of tarot. So first, we'll look at the suit and the associating element on each card. And second, we'll look at the number on the card and the meaning of that number. Third, we will also review astrological attributions related to each card. This will bring us to discussing card meanings along with symbolism, and I will then give you keywords and key phrases that you can take away. So let's get started. Some of the keywords for the suit of cups and the element of water include emotions, feelings, and matters of the heart. The cup and water energy tends toward feeling rather than thinking or rationalizing. In addition, the element of water is sensitive and represents our innermost desires and dreams. Additionally, if you see a cup card in a reading, they often relate to relationships, connection with others, as well as how we nurture ourselves and other people. A wonderful aspect about the element of water is that it allows us to get in touch with our imagination, creative gifts, and our intuition. In this card, we'll look at the number 7. The sevens in tarot usher in a state of flux after the harmony and equilibrium of the number 6. This sets us on a journey toward discovering and confronting ourselves on a deeper level. You'll notice that the sevens in the tarot deck relate to changes, tests, and challenges of our character in order that we can become more in line with our inner spiritual self. This often involves developing endurance to overcome obstacles and emotions that stand in our way from victory. The sevens in the Minor Arcana ask us to reflect, assess, and confront choices that can potentially shape our future path along with our character. Now that we've reviewed characteristics of the suit and number, let's take a look at the astrological attributions for this card. All of the Minor Arcana, aside from aces, have both a planet and an astrological sign associated or attributed to the card. For the Seven of Cups, the astrological attribution is the planet Venus in Scorpio. This is actually quite a creative and imaginative combination. Venus is a planet related to enjoyment, pleasures in life, relationships, creativity, attractions, sensuality, and what you value. The astrological sign of Scorpio relates to passion, drive, determination, emotional intensity, longing for deep connection, and transformation. You can see how this combination paves the way for understanding some of the pitfalls we see in the Seven of Cups. Let's now review further information regarding the meaning of this card. The number 7 is associated with flux and spiritual growth through challenges and tests that we face in life. The test with the Seven of Cups is to recognize when illusionary or wishful thinking is not advantageous and to avoid attachment to that which doesn't serve a person very well. You can see on this card all of the cups filled with things that draw us in, attract us, or dazzle us. Many of these symbols are attractive on a physical or external level. It can be about all of the ways in which we try and fulfill our desire nature that can lead us away from our spiritual core or into the realm of vices. So let's take a closer look now at the items within these cups. So there isn't a clear consensus in books or online about what each item might mean. So some readers connect the cups to the 7 deadly sins, but what we do know for sure is that they represent forms of temptation, tests, or vices that we wrestle with as humans. So for example, the head on the left could mean vanity, beauty, or lust for another person. The snake can refer to knowledge, but also temptation, sexuality, or desire. The castle or tower could represent power and wealth, but also a strong desire for security. The treasures and jewelry represent materialism in various forms. The laurel wreath suggests pride, glory, or victory, perhaps for its own sake. And the dragon is often associated with negativity, wrath, power, or greed. And lastly, the glowing covered head could represent a few things. So some say it's a desire for self-illumination or fame. Others think it could be a spiritual figure underneath the shroud or the covering. Sometimes I just look at it as there's a lack of clarity because the face is covered. So I'm going to leave that with you. You can do more reading on the subject to make a determination of how you would view each of these items. So now let's take a look at some other aspects and card meanings of the 7 of Cups. For the 7 of Cups, you can really see the astrological attributions at play. As you will recall, Scorpio relates to passion, emotional intensity, and strong desires, and Venus is a planet that relates to pleasures in life, relationships, creativity, and sensuality. With this card, there may be a strong desire for romanticism or looking for methods of escaping, rather than finding realistic coping strategies. It can also represent considering many choices, but being uncertain of which decision to make. We have to be cautious of dreamy thinking that can cloud perception or decision-making. It's important to ensure you are being realistic, seeing things clearly, and making sound decisions when this card comes up. On a positive note, this is a great card for imagination, creativity, dream work, or writing poetry, for example. So let's now review some key words related to the 7 of Cups. Wishful thinking, too many choices, possibilities, idealism, head in the clouds, illusions, or a skewed perspective. The 7 of Cups can also relate to emotions, imagination, fantasy, and dreams. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up and leave me a comment. I love hearing from you. Thank you for watching Tarot Living.